I didn't quit Notion because it's bad. I quit Notion because it silently became the slowest part of my workflow. That's when I realized something uncomfortable. Over the last year, AI quietly absorbed every role Notion used to play without asking me to organize a thing. In this video, I'm going to show you the 5 features of Notion that got replaced. I'm going to show you what exactly replaced them and how you can build the same functionality but better. This isn't just about switching apps, it's about switching mental models. And here's the truth most people miss. Notion was released over a decade ago. It was built for a world where humans handled all the management. Future you was supposed to remember where past you organized things. And that worked before AI. In 2026, the most productive people don't build systems. They remove unnecessary mental load and let AI handle recall, structure, and context after the fact. That's the real upgrade. Tactical truth number 1 is about capturing information. The first thing ChatGPT replaces is Notion's capture layer. Notion fails because it asks you to categorize before you think. ChatGPT removes that step entirely. If you've ever skipped capturing an idea because you didn't know where to put it, this fixes that. I keep one pinned ChatGPT thread, which I call inbox. Every idea goes into there. There's no structure, there's no cleanup. Some examples of this that I use are video retention dropping at a certain moment or a project I need to work on for school. Later, when I actually need some structure, I'll ask ChatGPT to turn today's ideas into an outline and summarize it into a paragraph I can read. ChatGPT does the organizing after the thinking and not before it. So I'm going to give you the exact way to set this up. Step 1, open ChatGPT and create a new chat titled Inbox and then pin it. Step 2, every random thought or idea you have goes directly into there. And step 3, when you need structure, use these prompts. Organize today's ideas by project. What ideas are actionable versus just thoughts? And step 4, if you're on mobile, use the chat voice to text function. This will allow you to capture ideas even when you're busy. Now, this replaced every inbox and every database I used to manage on Notion. Because Notion requires you to be a librarian now and think later. ChatGPT lets you think first and organize your ideas at a later time. But capturing is just the beginning. Once your ideas are in ChatGPT, the second shift changes how you work with them. Tactical truth number 2. Notion is a tool, ChatGPT is an assistant. When Notion stores information, ChatGPT is going to actually work with you as a personal assistant. Asking the correct questions is key to drive the right context into chat. So I like to ask, what should I focus on today? What's blocking my progress? And what is the next actionable step I can take right now? This is going to replace those dashboards, the weekly reviews, anything else you might think you need to maintain. So the first thing you're going to want to do is enable ChatGPT memory inside of the settings. Tell it one time that you're working on a specific project. Tell it what you struggle with and what you're trying to achieve. Then create a daily check-in. Every single morning, you can go ahead and ask, what should I focus on today to progress my work the most? And then use some decision prompt. Then I'm going to give you a decision prompt that's going to eliminate all of your decision fatigue. I have 3 hours. What's the highest leverage move right now? Now, if you want deeper prompts, just like the ones I've shared so far, there's a free link in my comment section. All you have to do is put in your email and you'll get 50 free prompts for ChatGPT, Claude, and any other AIs you use. Now, the final step is asking ChatGPT once a week, what patterns did you notice across our conversations? Where am I slacking and where could I be improved? ChatGPT is going to spot your weaknesses. So it's not going to do the work for you, but it's going to allow you to perform at your highest level. And that's exactly why it feels like hiring help rather than just downloading a software. And once you have ChatGPT acting as your personal assistant, the way you structure everything is going to change. Because you stop just tracking tasks and you start tracking something different entirely. Tactical truth number 3 is that tasks are the wrong unit. Decisions are right. Most Notion setups track tasks, not your specific thinking. And that's exactly what slows you down, your unmade decisions. Where Notion's going to provide the structure on what task you need to complete, ChatGPT is going to help you decide on the best decision to move your project forward. So instead of just tracking finish my video or work on a proposal, I instead ask what's the next step to move forward on those. And there's a specific way you can build a thread inside of ChatGPT that's going to allow you to make decisions so much faster. A decision I made specifically for this video is should this video be 8 minutes or 12 minutes long? Which feature is going to ship first? From there, I went ahead and asked what information should I source to make this decision? Because sometimes the information in ChatGPT can be a little bit inconsistent, but if you ask for where you should look, you can sort through it all yourself. Now, when you're planning out what features need to be done to finish the project, you're going to ask ChatGPT to break it up into the 3 most important parts. That's going to replace task databases and constant scattered notes. Your focus is always going to be on the actionable levers that pull you closer towards your decision. Because true execution isn't about checking boxes. It's about eliminating uncertainty. Now, here's where most people get stuck. They build this perfect system and then try to force it into a rigid daily plan. That's the mistake. Tactical truth number 4 is that dashboards don't adapt, prompts do. Notion dashboards are going to always assume that your energy is static, that you're ready to work, and that you're willing to work. But that's honestly never true. Some days I wake up and I'm so locked in, and then other days I can't find that version of myself. So instead of dashboards, I choose to use situational prompts. Now you can create your own prompt library to adapt to your high energy and low energy days. So if I'm feeling absolutely amazing, I can go look at my prompt that is for my high energy days. This could be, I have 2 hours. What are the main objectives I need to complete? If that's working on a video, it could look like shipping out the entire script, connecting with any sponsors, or building out an email list. But if it's a low energy day and I know I'm not going to be able to focus, I can instead just look at what's going to actually move the needle. And the key to this is asking based on your actual state currently, not what you planned yourself to be. Because personally, I know there's days I wake up and I'm just absolutely drained. And after a week of using these prompts, you're going to go ahead and ask ChatGPT when you normally seem to be the most productive. It's going to identify when your high energy days are, what times you're performing the best, opposed to your low energy days. And from there, you can adapt your prompts to fit your actual schedule. And every single month, make sure you update the context. It's as simple as just saying, my priorities shifted to this. How can we change our prompts to best align with that strategy? There's no dashboard reconfiguration, there's no broken views, there's no scattered thoughts. ChatGPT is going to adapt instantly based on your own energy levels, thus allowing you to perform at your highest level. And at this point, you're thinking, I put all of my data inside of ChatGPT, but where does it actually live? That's the final piece. Tactical truth number 5 is data security. And when I speak about this, I'm not talking about your information being online. Everyone knows that's a known risk with ChatGPT. But a lot of people still consider putting everything into ChatGPT a little bit risky. But here's the reality. Notion centralizes everything on one structure. My setup doesn't store truth inside of ChatGPT. It just utilizes it. The source of my truth stays exactly where it belongs. So I keep my calendar in Google Calendar. I keep my files in Google Drive. I don't mix everything into ChatGPT. It just sits on top as a reasoning layer to help me decide what tasks are going to move my day forward. It doesn't own my data, it simply interprets it. So I'm going to give you the exact setup I also use. Step 1 is not moving everything into ChatGPT. Let everything live where it belongs. Step 2 is using ChatGPT as a query layer rather than opening 5 apps at once. Then step 3 is telling ChatGPT where things live and providing access. So for myself, I provided access to my scripts via Google Docs. From there, it will also have access to my thumbnails via my Google Drive. Then I'll provide information to find the thumbnails in the Google Drive, find the scripts in the Google Docs, and then reference those while we're planning out the next video. And if you have sensitive data that you don't want ChatGPT to have access to, don't put it in there. That's going to be more secure than 1 mega database. Notion will centralize all of your storage. So if everything goes down on Notion, you're cooked. ChatGPT will help you decentralize intelligence, allowing you to use it as a tool for further thought, not a replacement for your brain. Notion was really built for a world where humans did the organizing. ChatGPT is built for a world where humans focus on their thinking. So allowing ChatGPT to function as your personal assistant in the 5 different roles I share with you is going to free up your thinking for more cognitive heavy tasks. Once you stop organizing and start asking, productivity doesn't feel like maintenance, it feels like acceleration. If you enjoyed this video and the 5 tactical truths I share with you, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm gonna have a video popping up on one of these 2 sides, and I guarantee it'll help you become more proficient and productive with AI. Thank you so much for watching.